गुड मॉर्निंग स्टूडेंट्स। मैं आशा करता हूँ आप लोग ठीक होंगे। और यूनिट नंबर 1 जो हमारी चल रही थी, रिव्यू ऑफ पाइथन बेसिक्स, ठीक है, उसमें कुछ टॉपिक्स और भी हैं जिनको आज हम कवर अप करेंगे और इस चैप्टर को फिनिश करेंगे। तो अगला टॉपिक लूप्स के बाद में है स्ट्रिंग्स। ठीक है, आपकी स्क्रीन के ऊपर आपको नज़र आ रहा होगा, स्ट्रिंग इज़ ए सीक्वेंस ऑफ कैरेक्टर्स एनक्लोज्ड विद इन कोट्स। अब ये कोट्स जो हैं वो सिंगल कोट्स भी हो सकते हैं और डबल कोट्स भी हो सकते हैं। ठीक है, एन इंडिविजुअल कैरेक्टर इन ए स्ट्रिंग इज एक्सेस्ड यूजिंग ए सबस्क्रिप्ट और इंडेक्स। अब आपको पता है, जैसे हमने लिस्ट पढ़ी थी लास्ट ईयर क्लास 11th में, उसी तरह से स्ट्रिंग्स भी जो है वो लिस्ट की तरह ही होती है। बस डिफरेंस ये होता है कि लिस्ट जो है वो म्यूटेबल है और स्ट्रिंग्स जो है इम्यूटेबल है। सो हेयर दिस इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ स्ट्रिंग्स। यू कैन सी द इंडेक्सिंग इज ऑफ टू टाइप्स। द फर्स्ट वन इज फॉरवर्ड इंडेक्सिंग एंड another one is backward indexing. So in forward indexing the sequence will be like that: the first character in a string will be the 0th character, then first character, second character, third character, and so on. So this is known as positive index. And here you can see the negative index. So the last character of the string will be in the negative indexing, it will be the -1, and it will be reverted in a backward manner. So this is known as backward indexing. So strings are immutable. We cannot modify or change the contents of a string after its creation. So we can say that item assignment is not supported in string. So we can understand this concept with an example. Suppose we have a string named string1 is equal to INDIAN, Indian. Okay, this is the string. Okay, and another, I am taking a list as this 1 comma 2 comma 12 comma 13. So this is a list. So you can understand the difference between a list and a string. Suppose I want to change a list element a of suppose 2. So here you can see a of 2 is 12. Okay, now I want to change this element and I can write a of 2 equals to 15. So the element, the second position element, the element with the index 2 will be changed by 15. So earlier it was 12, now the list element will be changed and the second element will be 15. Okay, 0th element will be 1, first element will be 2, and second element will be 15. It is replaced or changed, so it is mutable. Now in the string, suppose I want to print the str of 2. It means I and D. D is the second character. Okay, so it is D. Now I want to change this second element and I want to put another character as T. Okay, I want to change the string, so it is not possible. So str object does not support item assignment. So this is the basic difference between a string and a list. Lists are immutable, whereas lists are mutable, whereas strings are immutable. Okay, so now we can see the string operations. Different kind of operations we can do on the strings. String can be manipulated using operators like concatenate. Concatenate means we can add two strings. Repetition, string repetition operator, or string replication operator, star or multiplication, and membership operators like in and not in. these operators we can use on strings. So we can see the example on our IDLE. Suppose str1 is equal to Indian. Now I am taking another string, string2 equals to citizen. Okay, so I want to concatenate these two strings, str1 plus str2. I will take these two strings in another string 3, str1 plus str2, and I will print this string 3. So these two strings will be joined using plus operator. I took a blank space here before the citizen, so that's why in between Indian and citizen there is a blank space. Okay, suppose I want to use string replication operator, so I will write down string 3 into 4. Okay, so Indian citizen, the string will be printed 4 times. Indian citizen, Indian citizen, Indian citizen, Indian citizen. You can see that. We all know, we have studied these things in class 11th. Now we have to move on. Then membership operators we can use in and not in. It will result into true or false. Okay, suppose I want to check I, okay, in str3, okay, in operator. Okay, so it is true because I is there. But if I write Z in str3, so it will result into false. But I write R not in str3, then it will result into true, because not in means the result will be false with the help of in operator, but not, placing the not before the in, it will give you the result in true. Okay, so it is just like the not logical operator we have studied in class 11th. Okay, now we can also make the slices of these strings. Okay, string slices are also we can make, just like the lists, the start, stop and step. So we can access the elements or characters of a string. See these examples. Okay, example number 18 is given here. String 1 is hello and string 2 is Python. Then the example is given here on the IDLE. Okay, first the concatenate operator is used, then string repetition, then in and not in operators are used. Now string slices. What are string slices? Sometimes a question will be asked in the examination, what do you mean by string slicing? So string slicing mean we want to retrieve a subset of values or characters, just like lists. So we can access the elements from the lists using the indexes, the starting index, the ending index and the steps. How many steps you want to skip or you want to take in each of the iteration or retrieving the characters or values. A slice of a string is nothing but a substring. This extracted substring is termed as slice. A chunk of characters can be extracted from a string using slice operator with 3 indices in the square brackets by colon. So first we have to write down the starting index, then colon, then ending index and then step. So you can write in this form. This is the syntax for slicing a string, start and steps. So we can check. Okay, first I will show you the string. String 3 is Indian citizen. Now I want to access only India, INDIA. So I will start from the 0th index and I will end to the 5th index. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 characters are there in Indian. Okay, so I have to write down string 3 starting from 0th index and ending to 5th index. Okay, so in this manner only 5 characters will be shown. Now you can say that where is the 5th index? So just like the for loop or range function, it will work to the last element, less than the last element. So the characters extract or characters retrieved from the above string is I, the 0th character, N, the first character, D, the second character, I, the third character, and A, the fourth character. So if you want to access only citizen, then we have to write down str of 3, then position number 7, and I will leave the last space. So this will access citizen. So in this manner we can access the string values or string literals. Okay, just like the forward indexing, we can access the elements in the backward manner as well, using the backward indexing starting from the -1. The last character will be -1. Okay, suppose I want to write down str of 3 and I am starting with -1 and colon, and in this manner. Okay, so that one will be the last character. Okay, so if you want to access all the elements in the reverse order, then you have to write down str of 3, then scope resolution. It means that double colons I will have to place -1. Okay, and I will write down like that. Okay, so all the characters will be printed in the reverse manner here. So using this kind of string slices, we can reverse a string. Okay, these reversing a string techniques can be used to check whether a string is a palindrome or not, or you want to print the string characters in the reverse order. There are so many applications of the strings. Now we will study some functions which are inbuilt to access the strings or to change the strings. Okay, so here the string slices examples are given. You can see at a glance the string 1 is hello Python, and so many examples are given in the IDLE snapshot. Okay, now we will see the built-in string methods. Okay, so Python provides the following built-in methods to manipulate strings. There are so many methods available in the library of the Python, and we can use these methods. Okay, the first method is alpha. So is alpha method will return true if the string contains only letters. Okay, only letters, then it will return true. Suppose here is the example, string is given as good, 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 and we want to check whether all the characters in the strings are alphabet or not. So we can see that all the alphabets are available, no blank space is given, no digit is given. So it will return true. So it returns true as no special character or digit is present in the string. Okay, So string 1, this is a string 1 dot is alpha. In this string we can see that some blank spaces are given here, so it will result into false. Okay. Again, the next example, the special symbols are given here, exclamatory mark, double quotes and blank spaces as well. So it will also returns into false. Now the next method, built-in method is digit. It will check whether a string contains a digit or not. You can see that the string contains some digits and we are checking it, and it will result into true if all the strings given is a digit. Okay. Next, lower function. It will converts all the uppercase letters in the string to a lower case. Suppose this is the string where L is in the uppercase and then Python is given in the uppercase. So in the print statement, lower function is used, and whenever the Python interpreter finds a character in the uppercase, it will convert the uppercase letters into lowercase. Similar kind of function to check whether the string contains the lower cases characters or not, the isLower function is used. There is a difference between the lower function and isLower function. Lower function will convert the uppercase letters into the lowercase, whereas the isLower function will check whether the string contains the lowercase letters or not. If the string contains lowercase characters, then it will result into true. If the string does not contain lowercase characters, then it will result into false. Similarly, the uppercase letters, to change the lowercase letters into the uppercase letters, we can use the upper function, as well as isUpper function is used whether the string contains uppercase letters or not. Okay. Then the next function is lstrip. Returns the string after removing the spaces from the left. L means the left one. Okay. After moving from the left, if any space is there, this function will remove that particular spaces. And similarly, we have the rstrip, which removes the spaces which are after the characters moving towards the right side. Okay. So the examples are given here. Here one space is there in the left side. So it will remove this space and the result will be like that. Okay. Where I am highlighting the texts, that one is the result, and here the space is given. So using lstrip, this will remove this space. Okay. So to remove the unnecessary space from the left side and the right side, we can use lstrip as well as the rstrips. Okay. So the next function is space. So this function, as the name says, it returns true if the string contains only white space characters, otherwise it will return false. isTitle. isTitle method does not take any arguments. It returns true if string is properly title cased, else returns false if the string is not a title cased. So how the Python's interpreter will check that this is a title case or not? In the title case, every word's first character will be of uppercase or capital letters. You can see that in the all, A is capital, learn, L is capital, and Python, P is capital. So it will result into true. If any of the case is in the lowercase letter, then it will not be considered as the title. Okay. So it is necessary that all the words in the title have the first letter as the capital letter or the upper case. Okay. Now next one is join. Returns a string in which the string elements have been joined by a string separator. Okay. Separator means any special character which is used as the separator. So it is not so much of importance. You can see that there is a string given as string 1 1 2 3 4 5 and s is equal to hyphen. Okay, then s dot join str1. So s is joined in the string 1 and these hyphen cases will be placed into the characters. Okay, 1 hyphen 2 hyphen 3 hyphen 4 hyphen 5. Similarly, we can use other characters as well as. Okay, you can read this and also you can practice it on the IDLE. Another function is swap case. This method converts and returns all uppercase characters to lowercase and vice versa of the given string. It does not take any argument. So as the name suggests, it will convert the cases into the opposite cases. If the character is in uppercase, it will convert the particular character into the opposite lowercase and the lowercase into the uppercase. Okay, you can see that it is very easy. Then the next one is partition operator, partition method, sorry. It is also known as separator. Partition method is used to split the given string using the specified separator and return a tuple with 3 parts: substring before the separator, separator itself, and a substring after the separator. So here the example is given as string 3 equals to xyz@gmail.com and string 3 dot partition and a blank space is given. So here in the string no blank space is there, so the result will be the same. It means that the string will be printed and the partition operator will be printed and the separator will be printed. Now we can see another example. String 2 is equal to hard work pays and string 2 dot partition work. It means the work will be work of the substring work will work as the separator or the partition. So hard will be the first substring, okay, specified, and second one will be the separator and the last one will be the substring pays. Okay, so here string 2 is separated into 3 parts: the substring before the separator, that one is hard, the separator itself which is work, and the substring part after the separator which is pays. Okay, so you can see another example as well. It is not of much use, so we will move to the next. In internal storage of the memory of computer, the characters are stored in integer value. A specific value is used for a given character and it is based on ASCII code. So we studied about the ASCII code, American Standard Code for Information Interchange. So in class 11th we have studied that your computer machine does not understand the alphabets. It only understands the binary language, which means that each of the information or data is understood by the computer machine in the form of 0 and 1 digit. It means the binary language. So there will be a standard for converting or understanding the human feeded output, which is through the keyboard, into the computer machine. So a particular number system is being developed by American Standard Code for Information Interchange by ANSI, American National Standards Institute. So there are different numbers assigned to the capital letters and small letters. So Python provides two functions for character encoding, ORD and CHR. Now ORD function returns the ASCII code of the character. Okay, suppose here the CH is equal to B. So ORD function will return the equivalent ASCII number of that particular alphabet. So we studied in class 11 that for capital letters, this ASCII indexing starts from 65 to 90. Okay, there are 26 characters or 26 uppercase letters which the equivalent ASCII code for the particular characters are starting from the 65 to 90. So I will give you an example. Suppose I am mentioning here ORD, and in the parameter list I will place A. So it will return into 65. See, now ORD R, okay, 82. Now I want to give the small letters or lowercase letters. Suppose I will place B. So lowercase letters ASCII codes are from 97 to 122. So the equivalent ASCII code for small letter B will be 98. So in that manner you can check whatever the ASCII code of a particular character or not. You can also give the special characters. Special characters are considered as the strings or characters. Suppose I want to give here plus. Okay, so 43 is the equivalent ASCII code for plus. So CHR function, if you give the ASCII code into the parenthesis after CHR, it will return the equivalent characters. Okay, so this is the vice versa of the ORD function. You can use CHR function which returns the character represented by the inputted ASCII number. Okay, so here is the program. Here is a simple program which count the lowercase and uppercase letters in an inputted string. You have to do this program by yourself. See the screen and do it by your own. Okay, so the hint is also given, the complete program is given. You can check and you can do it. Okay, the explanation is also given. So here the topic of string is completed. Now only two or three topics are remaining in the Python revision series, that is lists, dictionary and the tuples. So we will discuss it in the next video. Okay, thank you students, and I hope that you will study and you have to note down all the notes provided to you. Thank you.